Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is your tarot forecast for this Pisces lunar cycle. So we are talking, what are we, like 10 seconds in? We are talking beginning of March to the beginning of April. This video is for Aries, Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising. If you feel like what I'm saying in this video doesn't resonate with you, listen, go watch another video. Okay, it's a general reading and it's free. All right, y'all, let's get started. So to start off, we've got the energy popping up for you guys during this next lunar cycle, and you've got the Poise card here. So there are two messages with this card. The first, when I first pulled this card, the first message that came up, it was kind of a warning, and you guys know I don't sugarcoat shit. And then as the other cards started to come out, I was like, oh, that probably is the message. So I had two messages for this card here. This card pops up when it is literally a message to say, okay, listen, some shit might get ready to go down and you need to be ready. You need to be mentally prepared. You need to be physically prepared. You just need to make sure that you can maintain your composure through whatever is about to pop off for you. And that's not to say it's going to be something crazy, chaotic, bad, but it's to say you might deal with a little bit of a challenging situation popping up for you. And as that situation comes in, this card is a reminder for you to, hey, Aries, try and tame your fire a little bit when whatever this is pops up, okay? On the other hand, this Poise card here is also a message to say that as things transpire during this lunar cycle, keep in mind we're also having a Mercury retrograde during this time. As things transpire, instead of giving into the shadow aspect of your fire energy and just going balls to the wall and burning everything up because that's how those are your passions reacting to whatever is going on, take a step back from whatever situations are happening or from whatever is being said and come up with some sort of like breathing exercise or something to kind of bring you back down to earth so you don't have to, lash out or go in or whatever. The Poise card, anytime that card comes up, it does tell me like it is a message to say, hey, you're gonna either have to get your personality in check or your actions in check or your mind in check. Something you're going to have to work a little bit harder than normal to keep at bay. So with that being said, this is a Pisces lunar cycle. This is a water lunar cycle, which means it is a clashing energy for you, Aries. So with that, and you guys are very passionate. You guys are the beginning of the zodiac. So you have a very strong driving energy. So with that being said, this Pisces energy clashing with you, it makes sense for you to want to ram head on as you are. But you have a card popping up that says, hey, take a chill pill, Aries. Do what you got to do. Calm yourself down, but just be mindful. Don't overreact during this time. One, because that's never a good thing. And two, because, hey, Mercury retrograde is a thing, and you don't want to be the cliche that gives into the Mercury retrograde energy. We just don't want to be that person. Okay. The next card coming up for you, which is interesting because Pisces also got this card, which it's probably just this very strong Pisces influence as we have all these planets in Pisces right now. You've got the Moon card coming up in the position of your crossing energy. This is a card of intuition. This is also a card of like mystery and of just not knowing what is going on or what's transpiring or how to move through whatever you got going down. So this being a crossing energy does confirm for me, Aries, that there may be a situation or some situations popping up during this next month for you that kind of throw you off, that you really don't feel like you have a solution for, that you're really not sure how to move forward with. And not having that sense of knowing, especially because guys are Aries and you guys are the initiators. You guys do get things started, like you get things done because you get them started. You're cardinal. That does make sense with the Poise being the energy for you, saying, hey, Aries, you're going to have to keep it in control. You're going to have to keep it together. You've got this Moon card, which is telling, and that's also a card of emotion. So this is telling me that, Aries, a lot of you may just be feeling very overwhelmed with certain things going on in your life, and they're just starting, you maybe have been suppressing them, and this is going to be the time where you feel like it's time for you to pop off the lid and just go all in and let that volcano erupt. But because you have the poise card popping up in the position of the energy, Aries, if you start feeling like that, like I said, take a couple of deep breaths, go smoke a jet, do what you got to do, Aries, because the last thing you want to do is give into that negative stereotype of just being this hot-headed ass, don't think about what you're saying or what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it is understandable when things are hazy, when you don't know what's coming next, when you're not sure how to proceed. But at the same time, understand that everything is in divine timing. Right now, the haziness may be for a reason. Maybe you're not supposed to know how to proceed yet because you might be jumping the gun, okay? So just keep that in mind. The next card that you have coming up in your spread, Aries, is in the position of where this is where the Pisces energy comes in the position of what part of your life will you receive a little bit enlightenment around? Where will you receive some, intuitive information? And you've got the Five of Cups, which y'all know is one of my all shit cards. And Aries, I know that y'all had a rough year last year. Some of y'all, a lot of the cardinal signs had it rough last year. But you got the Five of Cups coming up here. And that's in the position of where will you become a little bit more enlightened? Where will you gain a little bit more intuition? And this is telling me, I get two messages for this. One comes in as kind of a warning, like Aries, as you're kind of tapping into that poise energy and, keeping it together, something may be going down that may make you feel that Five of Cups energy. That is the energy of, sadness, of, depression, of loss, of grief, or something of the sort. Briefly, that I do briefly get that, but I more so strongly pick up on a sense of this Five of Cups having to do with the past energy of something that you've either dealt with previously or something that you're coming out of, Aries, and it's something that is attached to the Five of Cups energy. So maybe, some of y'all might have just come out of relationships. Some of you might have lost a friend or a family member or something, or some of you might not be happy in your careers, or some of you may be just dealing with depression. This Five of Cups card popping up here in the area of where you're going to receive a little bit of enlightenment is telling me that, hey, as things start to transpire for you, even though you've got this moon card popping up here as a crossing energy, I always talk about these cards turning into upright energies in our spreads, right? Your moon, instead of being a mystery, hazy type of energy, can turn into an intuitive energy. This Five of Cups here, this is a Cups card, water element, which is associated with the spirit, associated with the emotions. I'm more so picking up on the message of Aries, this kind of being a time for you to reflect, because this is the last lunar cycle before we go into yours. So you're getting ready to come up on your birthdays in a while, and not in a while, like shortly here. So I feel like this is a reflective time for you. I think you may very much so over this next month be going over the events of the past year, and some things or some painful instances may really be weighing heavy on your mind, heavy on your heart during this time. And because it's in this card position of enlightenment, you may actually start to see why those cups had to spill over, why you had to go through those emotions, what you need to release before you hit your new year, and understand that, again, everything in divine timing. So because the Five of Cups is a heavy energy, y'all. So when you start working through these things, especially with your mental, and I was saying this jokingly at the beginning, but now that I'm talking about the Five of Cups, I actually really do mean this. Like, you need to find a way to find your zen, and you need to either meditate, talk to somebody, sing a song, write a poem, eat some food, like whatever you got to do to put yourself in a happy place. And I don't mean a fake coping happy place. Do what really makes you happy, what all actually really helps you release those dense and stagnant and heavy energies. That is going to be very important for you during this lunar cycle. One, because it is the last lunar cycle before your birthday, and then two, because it is important to get rid of energies that you don't need to be carrying around, period, point blank, okay? All right, the last card that you guys have coming up in your spread is in the position of your soul message, and you've got the Buffalo, which is the card associated with abundance. This is also the card, the number 8 card, okay? The Buffalo popping up here does give me a little bit of a message, Aries, to say whatever is popping off during this lunar cycle, just, again, be mindful and understand that everything is divine timing, and also just take into account that you're going to be in a Mercury retrograde. So, think before you leap. Try to keep it together with that poise energy, okay? And understand that everything that has transpired, everything that has broken down, remember we got Saturn and Capricorn, crumbling foundations to make space for new pillars, y'all. Understand that everything clearing out of your life, or that you have to walk away from, or that you had to walk away from in this past year, was for a reason. And it was so that you could come into a space so that you could create this abundance for yourself. And when I speak about abundance, I don't necessarily just mean financial. I mean spiritual abundance. I mean, just a feeling of happiness and a feeling of being content with life and with yourself. So that is your soul message. So as these things transpire over this next lunar cycle, Aries, just please keep in mind that everything is happening for a reason. And on the other side of this little mountain, there are green pastures, all right? Okay, Aries, that's your reading.